Armies are built to fight wars against other nations. But in 1932, Australia fought a war against birds. Not only that, the birds won. This is the story of the Great Emu War, a bizarre and often hilarious reminder that sometimes nature outsmarts us all. To understand how this happened, we need to go back to 1932. The Great Depression had hit Australia hard. Farmers in Western Australia were encouraged by the government to grow wheat with the promise of subsidies that never came. As if poverty wasn't enough, another problem emerged: the emus. Every year, emus migrated after breeding season, but this year nearly 20,000 of them marched into farmland. Standing over 6 feet tall, weighing up to 100 pounds, and moving in large groups, they were unstoppable. They devoured crops, trampled fences, and left devastation in their path. For farmers already on the brink of ruin, this wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a disaster. Desperate farmers called on the government for help. The Minister of Defense approved a military operation. In November 1932, Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery led a small unit armed with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. The mission: control the emu population. The soldiers probably expected an easy victory. After all, these were just birds. But soon, they would realize they weren't up against ordinary enemies. The first battle took place near Campion, Western Australia. On November 2nd, the soldiers spotted a group of about 50 emus. They set up their guns, prepared to fire, and the birds scattered before a single bullet could hit them. 2 days later, the soldiers tried again, this time facing 1,000 emus. They opened fire, but the birds ran in every direction. Bullets flew, but the emus zigzagged and escaped. Only a few were killed. One soldier later admitted that the birds were too fast, too well coordinated, and almost seemed to plan their movements. Over the next weeks, things only got worse. The soldiers mounted their machine gun on a truck, hoping to chase down the birds. But the terrain was rough, the truck was too slow, and the recoil of the gun made aiming impossible. Meanwhile, the emus adapted. They traveled in small groups, making them harder to target. They moved quickly up to 30 miles per hour, and they had stamina that far outlasted the soldiers' patience. Major Meredith later said, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world." By December, after firing over 9,000 rounds, the military claimed only about 1,000 birds had been killed. That was barely a dent in the population. The operation was declared a failure, and the soldiers withdrew. The emus had officially won the war. So how did one of the most powerful armies in the world at the time lose 2 birds? The answer lies in logistics, terrain, and misunderstanding nature. The machine guns were designed for human battlefields, not wide-open farmlands with fast, scattered animals. The soldiers underestimated the emu's intelligence, speed, and ability to adapt. And on a deeper level, this event shows how human attempts to control nature often fail because ecosystems are far more complex than we realize. Today, the Great Emu War is remembered as a bizarre moment in history, sometimes mocked, sometimes celebrated. But beneath the humor is a serious lesson. When humans and nature clash, victory isn't always guaranteed.